Alright, ladies and gentlemen, class is in session, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there, my name is Professor Macho Retro the Meister. And today, ladies and gentlemen, today's assignment will be ranking all of my school. Today I'll be ranking all of my school experiences from the worst to the absolute peakest and to the absolute best. Now, I've been wanting to make this video for a good while now, and trust me when I say this, I have a lot of good stuff I wanted to really get off my chest, per se. And yeah, man, make sure to leave a like and sub for this one, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a fun one. And without any further ado, let's get into the rankings. Okay, so number one on the tier list I have here, oh my god. If you guys can even see, oh lord. My elementary school is this building right here that you see in the brown or so. Oh my. Okay, sorry guys. A little technical difficulties, but now we're gonna get into the tier rankings. And up first is my elementary school experience. Now, from start to finish, the whole elementary school experience for me in general was extremely good, and it really helped me talk more. It helped me gain a lot of friends, you know what I'm saying? And it really helped me express who I am as a human being. And I think in general, majority, 9 times out of 10, the elementary school experience is like phenomenal from start to finish. But to me, if I were to tier rank this whole experience, we're putting it in the peak experience, y'all. Our first peak experience of the day. Alright, let's move on to middle school, y'all, because I got a crap lot to say. Alright, so up next, I'll be talking about MS319, or aka MS324 school, aka my middle school that I went to through 2018, I believe so, through the pandemic, basically. Oh boy, where to even begin? Now, not to say it was completely horrible, but there were some things that just did not sit right with me. Number one, certain teachers. I had no idea what it was with me, because listen, when I was in elementary school, I was the most goodest kid ever, basically. I wasn't perfect, but majority of the times I was helpful, I was supportive, and basically, I did everything in the book. I followed rules and everything. But to these teachers, their strictness is beyond me. It's up here, and the care, and at the time, the care for the students is kind of down or something like that. That's because they play favoritism, huge favoritism. Because I experienced it firsthand and stuff. What else? There's a few teachers, I'm not going to name names, but my science teacher accused me of causing trouble, all because I wanted to stand up for myself, because two kids didn't like me and my previous friends, something like that, sitting at a table in science class, I believe. We were some scientific, chemical, I believe, assigned table, and they were just talking mad crap, OD crap, underneath their mouths, the worst tip ever, giving us side-eye looks. What did we do to offend you so bad? What do you have against us? We didn't do anything wrong. But yet, is our presence just that hurtful to you? That badly? And also, and I kid you not, once I came home, my science teacher dialed my mom's number, and my mom gave me the phone. And my science teacher said something in between the lines of, "Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do that." That wasn't really nice. What did I do wrong? All I did was move my seat away from the table that I didn't like to be seated at and go sit near the computers. But no, she insisted that I sit with the same two kids that were talking mad crap under their breath. And mind you, I was trying my best to cooperate, but they just kept I don't really like to think about it that much, but for the sake of the tier ranking video, we're not done with the middle school just yet. There's a lot more to uncover, so. And essentially, okay, more on the teacher. Specifically, I had a teacher named Murphy. Let's call her Murphy. Murphy was kind of like my main teacher, and like, bro, I kid you not. I feel like her personality to me, it was professional, but she was really, 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 really on me per se, specifically on accomplishing, doing math, do this better, do that better, and like, ugh, this guy, like, I don't think she clicked with me that much at all, and like, she clearly played the favoritism card on my huge best friend named Jason, but let's call him that, okay? So essentially, Miss Murphy places Jason's worth above mine, essentially. Because he was, no, my dude was insanely good at math and everything like that. He was a straight A student, basically. And I don't condone any jealousy or something like that. But at my age, to be honest, I was young. I was like, I kind of envied it, sort of. Like, I kind of wanted to be praised by teachers. I wanted to be, beloved. I tried my best to be beloved, but they didn't see that. And all they saw in me was a troublemaking cheater of a kid. Now, I had a bad habit, okay? I had a huge bad habit of, like, cheating on tests, cheating on other people's paper, rather than just producing my own work. Because I did not know much about math, mainly, something like that. Like, math is just my least favorite subject of all time and stuff. And like, I feel like Miss Murphy sometimes would just give me the eyebrow look, like I did something wrong, and like the way she would treat me, kind of like garbage per se. Like, she would like shove me to the side essentially, and give all the other guys, all the two best top students of the classroom, like Emily and Jason, those two got so much praise, got so much, like they were basically. They were succeeding per se, and the teachers beloved them for that. Meanwhile, me and my other friend named Anthony, we tried our best. We were just chill, you know what I'm saying? We were just vibing. But it's like the teachers didn't see that. They saw both of us as huge troublemakers and disappointments, essentially. And then some students. Now, I'm not going to name names, but this one kid who was a complete D-bag to everyone, essentially. Like, he has anger management issues, extremely toxic person to be around. Like, this guy and me in a room would just not click at all. And I've met a few people who are like that in this life, and it's not pretty. It's not a pretty experience. But to put on a side note, this guy literally shoved me, something like that, like shoulder, for like no apparent reason. And during this time, I was an extremely sensitive kid. Like, I would cry out loud. I would act childish per se. But I've grown to understand that not everyone can be your best friend, and I had to learn that the hard way, essentially. And now I know, essentially, But then COVID-19 came, and we had to learn remote, which honestly, that's the best blessing in disguise for me. Also, before I get to the COVID side stuff, I went on amazing field trips though. Not everything about middle school was completely horrible. I got to be with my best friend. I got to make good memories. I went to go see Avengers Endgame as a field trip in the movie theater. It was so surreal, man, honestly. And also just like garden trip or something like that, where we saw bugs and everything. Like, yeah, and also we saw like a live performance at a movie theater. I don't know, I cannot remember what it was, but it was like a movie theater essentially. And like there was like live performance, like a Broadway musical, and I got so emotional. And yo, one of the deans, basically, no, not the deans, a para. So basically, a para is to help autistic people like myself guide me through the whole day, essentially guide me through what classroom I could go to the classroom. And she assumed I was crying sad tears, which no, I was crying happy tears. I was happy that the girl got saved or whatever. But she assumed that I was sad crying, like we're gonna call her Wise, okay, Miss Wise. Essentially, listen, man, Miss Wise has to be one of the most strictest and harshest paras I've ever come across in my lifetime. Now, granted, she did care, she did want what was best for me, but she was just so damn harsh and just so cold about it. Like, I don't know what I did to you to make you want to be that hard on me, other than just me not being that good at math, essentially. But overall, I would say the middle school experience was kind of iffy, like eh. But there was some good times. Don't get me wrong; it's not all negative, doom and gloom. Another highlight: they would throw amazing parties, like a Valentine's Day party and stuff like that. And pretty much that's it. It's just both good, the pros and cons. But I feel like the cons slightly tips over the pros. So where will we be ranking this on the tier list? Well, if I were to guess, the MS319 experience. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put it at I get okay. I guess it was a pretty okay experience, but it was pretty good still. Okay, up next we have, well, fun fact. Okay, a fun fact about me: I went to two different high schools just so I can graduate and get a high school diploma. Now, one of them being Esperanza Preparatory Academy. This was me just coming out the pandemic, essentially, coming into the new school year when COVID was just dying down, and I was starting high school. I was excited. I was ready, and like, honest to God, I feel like I really believed that high school was gonna be one of the few best years of my life. The way that they word that sentence should be viewed very carefully and it should be kind of side-eyed. Okay, so my first day there was pretty darn good. The teachers were pretty welcoming. They were understanding. They were more aware and caring. Essentially, and I saw more of my friends. Shout out to Ocean. Shout out to many of my other friends that I met along the way. I got to go outside and play. I got to eat cool lunch. Sometimes I feel like the lunches be very hit or miss. Like they would be having some good ass lunch food. Like the Thursday lemon chicken, peak food, bro. But then it's Veggie Friday, and I barely be eating any vegetables on that day, essentially. You know what I'm saying? So okay, number one, the teachers. I met a lot of amazing, good teachers, but there was just some rotten apples in the patch. Like, I feel like some teachers were just up there, but like, majority of the teachers were really lovely people, hardworking people, and I praise them. All people doing well in life. Yeah. And some students, they were really good too. I met really awesome students. And stark contrast to the middle school experience, this is definitely a plus one up for me. It helped me make a lot of cool friends. It helped me make, good bonds with people for the short time I was there. The bad part was the regions. I had to complete 4 different regions just to graduate. And the way that I think, the way that I am built, I feel like I can't even do 4 different regions. I can only do like one region, the ELA regions. But I had to take the math regions, and I barely did anything but just scribble in random equations and numbers, hoping they would be right, and I would just be on my merry day. But I just kept failing the regions over and over. And then plus I had to transfer to the other high school, my second high school. But the overall experience was a plus up for me, and indeed. So I will be ranking this experience and the good times. Honestly, it wasn't too bad at all. In the good times. Also, on a side note here, there was this one time that I was like kind of like chilling on a bus, and then I kid you not, a few minutes before school actually starts, they knock on the windows and stuff like that. Just, hey, hurry up, class is about to start. Like, bro, we didn't get to eat breakfast or something like that. That's a crime. Not being able to relax and just eat your breakfast and just rushing us to get to class. Just, bro, like, what do you gain from that? That's insane, but it was still good times. The final, and I mean this, the final school experience is Facing History High School. Facing History High School, my second high school where I got my diploma, and check it, I got a yearbook. Now, okay. Whew. Alright, so this school experience this time around, I met a lot of my old friends there. I met a lot of great teachers. Me and the teachers were like, have this relationship, man. Not saying I'm a teacher's pet per se, but like, The teachers really looked out for me because I did my work. I did what I had to do. I put a lot of effort into my work, and I really wanted to pass. But not only that, I've met some amazing, good people, good teachers mainly. But the students, like, this is downtown, like midtown Manhattan, the school is in. Home to some of the most ratchetest, the most, up there personalities of students I've ever met in my life. Now, there was a little bit of students that were pretty cool, pretty cool. So there was even some of my cool my cool middle school friends, my classmates from my previous class I was in, that were in that school, which is pretty cool, I guess, pretty cool. But there are some people that took the liberties of trying to test me over and over and over and over, trying to get a crack out of me, trying to mentally affect me, but they just couldn't do it. They did for a little bit, but I realized that I just needed to get the hell out of there, graduate, and enjoy my life. Now, okay, this one person, okay, is about this, like, yay tall, and he's like a goatee, something like that. He has like puffy hair, shit like that, like a hoodie. Say, I kid you not. Since the first day that my my history teacher, shout out to Mr. Eric, by the way. So he decides to go sit with me with this random group. I'm not gonna name names because I do not want to start any beef at all. But this group was just not too. At first, they were like, okay, kind of welcoming. But this one dude said, "Hey, who the fuck is this guy?" I was like, "Oh, hi." Then I kid you not, I tried to mingle a little bit. And this dude, I kid you not, listen, this dude acted so hostile towards me for no reason. And he didn't have a good reason to do it at all. Like, what did I do to offend you so much for your ego? Like, week by week, it would get worse and worse and worse because they took advantage of me, okay? Just because I wanted to help them out, just because I wanted to, try to get to know them a little more and, like, just do our work in general, just kind of be part of that little circle. Really, they just took, like, advantage of me little bit, like, little by little, piece by piece. And this dude kept going, "Oh, shut the fuck up," and like, "Oh, we want to fight." Like, dude, I thought at first, listen, I was joking with them at first, since they were playing jokes to me, and I thought in my mind, maybe I can play jokes back. Then I pretend like punch, like, then he got so dramatic, like, he got it so dramatically, like, like, offended, like, bro, I was just kidding with you, like, why are you acting this way to me? And then it just kept on getting worse. He bucked at me for no apparent reason. I'm like, and as I'm just doing my work, he heads to the bathroom and he low-key just starts touching shit in my bag. Like, that's not okay. Listen, to anyone out there that's dealing with this kind of people, please ask for help for teachers. Like, do not be afraid to stick up for yourself. Don't keep on ignoring and trying to just ignore the situation. Honestly, I tried to just ignore the entire thing so he won't get to my head or something like that. But, I was just really annoyed. I was just like, oh my god, why can this end? He was one of the many people that clearly was not a fan of me at all. And there was this one kid that called me out for just wearing the same stuff, like the hat, the pants, the shirt, over and over and over again. Like, bro, this dude wore a freaking hat every day. I never called him out on that. They were just being petty, just for the sake of being petty, because they thought they were being cool and funny. That's not okay at all. It just comes to show you how hard it can be sometimes on high neurodivergent people, or how highly functional autistic people get treated, essentially. Like they just get underestimated over and over and over, essentially. And these two girls, I kid you not, they're two wannabe gangsters, something like that. I don't know, but like they be saying, like, they be trying to get in my head too. Like, there's just one chick that took the ball from me and tried to shoot it, and like she's like aggressive, mind you, really aggressively. And these two other girls say, "Hey, go get it." Like, they actually like wanted me to like try to go get it. I said like, "No, just let her have it." And she like throws the ball down or something. I try to give her a high five. It was like a very aggressive high five. I'm like, I was always dumbfounded in the way some of these people would act. these strange ass characters or personas instead of just being their true authentic selves. Every person that I've met in that school that who wasn't autistic or something like that felt so plastic. But there was some good people, don't get me wrong, shout out to you guys that were good to me. But I have to call out the bullshit and the hypocrisy of some of these people. And this other girl, she was kind of like big per se, like, and she walked around like, you know, like she was the boss per se. She had her own little like tomboy personality per se. And like they would like of course make a little side eye with me or something like that. They would of course, you know, call me names a little bit like, oh, he can't lift, he got like, yeah. I think pretty fucking childish, honestly. It's just what can you do, man? What can you do? But before I rank this one, I just want you guys to check out my little yearbook. I got some cool things to show you. A lot of good people decided to sign my yearbook. There were some students that decided there were some nice students that accepted me for who I was and everything, and you know, we clicked and stuff like that. There were a lot of teachers, a lot of down to earth students signed my yearbook, my teachers, my parents, and stuff like that. And yeah, there were some fantastic moments in there too. Like my teacher, Mr. A, shout out to you, my man. One of the best teachers that I've ever had, honestly. Next to Mr. John in my elementary school, essentially. Like he was like a little father figure in school per se. And like he made sure we passed and everything. He was a little strict, but like not overly like on you per se. He just wanted all of us to succeed, graduate, and like enjoy our lives and build a future for ourselves. Which I think that's the most heartwarming thing too. And shout out to all the awesome parents in that school as well. Shout out to you. Shout out to all of you beautiful parents that treated me so wonderfully, so awesomely, and I couldn't thank you all enough. And also, hold on. I gotta show you my yearbook picture. Of course, your boy. Take a good look. That eyebrow. The people's eyebrow. Okay, we're gonna tier rank this. If I'm being honest. Okay. So for me, this is very 50-50 experience. The huge 50 being the parents, the teachers, the work I got to do was interesting and fun at times, you know what I'm saying? And I passed my Regents and graduated with a legit high school diploma and stuff too. On the other side, it was kind of like the students not really clicking with me, and so that's fine. You can't win them all. But I'm gonna rank Facing History, honestly, and Good Times. And the Good Times. Even though there was some, but it was still good times. Anywho, I'm gonna be ending this video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video this time around. If you do, make sure to leave a defining elbow drop on that sub. Ooh, yeah. And leave a cream of the crop like button. There was a lot more content coming your way. And before I end it, and I got an awesome sweater for graduation. Alright, guys. Bye.